Hendy's going to break out in a major way, and the people that are, sitting on the sideline right now thinking that this is a committee, this is Ramondre, he's in the way, this isn't an every down back, I'm worried about what his involvement's going to be. This is a playmaker. This is a weapon, just like the Jaguars drafted Travis Hunter to be a wide receiver. Yeah, he'll play both sides of the ball, but he's a weapon. They need the ball in his hands. This team, McDaniel, this staff drafted Tre Henderson to be a weapon, and weapons get the ball. And talking about Josh McDaniel's offense, Tre Harris said he loves to get the playmakers out into space. I feel like that's one of the strengths in my game, getting out into space in those one-on-one matchups. Weapon. This could be one of the best receiving backs in the entire National Football League in a calendar year. I mean, that transition could happen during this season. Maybe we aren't looking at Trey saying he's number 7 or 6 on the year, but maybe we're saying his last 10 weeks, you extrapolate the data, he finishes number 7, number 6. If you don't think this can be the next Breece Hall meets Achane in some way, a combo of the two, then you aren't paying attention. The Fantasy Football Show, the Tre Henderson Show, begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
A lot of people don't really look at Tre Henderson and say this is maybe as good as Hampton right here. We're looking at an explosive kid that can do everything Hampton can do, because Hampton's a little bit different running back. I think the best combination, though, to compare styles of play, but with that same kind of profile and the same kind of game logs that you'd be looking at, would be a combo of Hall and Achane. That is what this guy brings to the table. He plays a lot like both these guys. He's so good out in space. And that's the thing, as Henderson's just telling you, out in space. Get him in space, get him the football. Wide back, inverse version of wide back, which is what Achane plays over in Miami Mike McDaniel's offense. Miami Mike McDaniel, as bad of a head coach as he can be, he's an amazing architect of offense and structures. McDaniel took Achane and said, let me do the same things I did with Debo, but with my running back. And so that's why you saw so much success, especially his rookie year out of Achane. When Achane would line up out wide and he'd just throw the ball to him, they'd get him everything on the outside, they'd pop him to the outside. Everything was like in space, and Achane exploded. Achane had 7.8 yards per carry his rookie year. That was a record-setting year for Achane. 7.8 yards per carry. No player had ever done that. He is so good out in space. And you saw what happened when Mike McDaniel tried to run Achane up the gut. He was still effective because he still did all those outside things, but all the up the gut work wasn't necessarily where you wanted Achane, and that's why he was more successful with Mostert. So maybe this year with Wright, however they decide to do it in Miami, getting Achane back to the wide back role traditionally from the running back position is going to be, I think, key to getting Achane more efficient again. Getting him over that 5.5 yards per carry mark, maybe 6+ by getting him the football in space. Josh McDaniels is very similar in how he's going to run the offense through Hendy via those avenues. He's not going to run Hendy up the gut 15, 20 times a game. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. So when people say, oh, but Smitty, Stevenson's in the way, and he's a player that's going to potentially take away maybe goal line work, I'm not worried about this at all. Number one, this guy puts the ball on the ground. They're not going to trust him the moment that happens. And Hendy, while he wasn't a guy used in goal line situations that much in college, it doesn't matter how he was used in college. They had other assets there to deploy, so it wasn't like they needed to ask Hendy to do that. They wanted to keep Hendy fresh for the big pop plays on the outside in open space, but that doesn't mean he wasn't capable of being a goal line back. They just had multiple running backs, and that's how they decided to deploy him in college. But Hendy's going to get goal line work. Stevenson will probably get some goal line work. That's fine if they split in half the early down work, but Hendy gets 100% of all the PPR work to a degree, even if it's 85%. This sum total is a workhorse volume between these two things. And why people think, oh, well, what if he splits some of the work? He's not splitting any of this work. Why? Because he's the best pass protecting running back in the draft class, arguably maybe already top 5 or 6 pass blocking running back in the league right now. Without even playing a regular season snap, this might be one of the very best handful of running backs that are the best pass blocking backs in the National Football League. Why is that important? This move of drafting Hendy was to protect Drake May. This guy's got more security probably than anybody, even over Hampton and over Harvey in terms of his future, because of his pass protecting skills that are a requirement now for Drake May to keep Drake May healthy. Not to mention, he's a protective measure from that perspective. They drafted Hendy to protect Drake May, pass blocking, but he also protects Drake May twofold based on the fact that he is going to catch a lot of passes and be a safety net mechanism for Drake May to dump it off to. In trouble, dump off to Hendy. He'll take care of it. He'll get May out of trouble on so many occasions. He is a protective measure in two ways. That will keep him on the field. So when I am asked, do you like Harvey, Hampton, or Hendy more? I a lot of times want to lean Hendy. I know Hampton's probably the safer call. And the reason we take Hampton ahead is because his ADP is higher, and you have a good likelihood of being able to draft both Hendy and Hampton if you go Hampton first. And that's in like a regular draft, a startup draft. I'm not talking about in a rookie draft. You'd have to decide because they go nearly back to back. But in a rookie startup, but in a regular dynasty startup or a redraft league, you are very capable of drafting both by going Hampton first. But drafting Hampton first over Hendy doesn't mean we actually think that he can't be the number 2 rookie running back in the draft class. Push comes to shove. When in a vacuum, it is hard to rank Harvey and Hendy and Hampton. It really is, because you've got so much ability for each of these guys, and there's nothing wrong with calling this a 3-way tie, but push comes to shove, you just got to say safety here for Hampton, probably. You'd have to say the long-term value built in, baked in because of that pass blocking potential. It makes him such an attractive long-term player. And if you believe in the build and the type of player of Achane and in Breece Hall, then you probably need to believe, and probably do believe, in Hendy in his profile. If you don't think JK stays healthy, then Harvey's going to the moon. This guy's Quadzilla 2.0. His grit, determination, ability to break tackles. He's a great pass catcher. Him and Hendy are such good pass catchers. Totally underrated. Hampton catches great footballs as well, but these guys are all amazing pass catchers. Very underrated. I want to own all 3 of them, to be honest with you. In a dynasty format, I'd love to own all 3. I own 2 of them in 2 different leagues, but I have yet to put all 3 on a dynasty team. Honestly, I'd love it. The fact that people once didn't love this draft class is a testament that you can never, ever judge a draft class too early out. You have a lot of people saying the 2026 class is trash. Don't listen to those people. You haven't even had the 25 college season play out. Joe Burrow, if he didn't have his 1 season before he entered the pros, wouldn't have been an amazing prospect. Like, let's stop pretending that 1 big year doesn't determine a lot. So ignore all the haters on that front. But as far as this, I hate even making a decision because I love all 3 of these guys. I think I'm just going to leave it at this and say, if you have any doubts that Hendy can be the number 1 on this list, not that Harvey can't be, we'll be rooting for all 3 of these guys to be amazing. They are part of the HHH and Associates, by the way.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
If you at all think that these 3 guys, all 3 of them, can't be top 10 running backs, one of them being top 5, without even saying which one. I mean, any one of them could be the guy in the top 5. If you don't think that's possible, I don't know what you're hearing or what you're scared about, but this is a crew. These are legit RBs. While Hampton and Harvey might be in the best offense, keep in mind that at least you have this, the one player that you would want in the offense that isn't as ready, and it might be the Patriots might surprise everybody. Drake May might surprise everyone. Kyle Williams might surprise everyone. Josh McDaniels, this whole team might be so much better. Not going to make the playoffs necessarily, but maybe they make everyone go, wow, my eyes are open for 2026. That might be the case. But even let's say they're kind of a little bit back and behind on that climb, Hendy's the best player for that situation because a lot of his damage is done catching the ball, running wheel routes. This guy's out there in practice right now in training camp running wheel routes. This guy is most capable of thriving in an environment where the team's passing from behind, where it's third down and he's in there blocking and he's catching these big plays. They're in the third and fourth quarter always throwing the ball. He's in there. They're not putting Stevenson in to block for Drake May on third and long, or when they're trying to move the football down the field in the third and the fourth quarter consistently. This guy's going to get so much playing time baked in because of that alone. He is the one running back out of these three that fits perfectly in this type of environment. So don't count him out just because his offense isn't as good. Tre Henderson to the mother freaking
to the moon.
To the moon. Don't forget, I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm live whenever big news breaks, and I'm live midnight Eastern most every single night. And don't forget to get on over to my 365 24/7 live chat Patreon. $10 a month, cancel anytime. Links in the description, or just go to patreon.com/the fantasy football show. But if you ever want to join it later and you're like, what was that link? It's in the description of almost any video I have ever put up the last year. So go check out any video, find the link there. But this is the best place to go to get 24/7 advice constantly. The whole chat is so amazingly helpful. And then this game day lounge, we're all packed in there on game days, just talking about everything left and right. Like, see that play? Oh my God, Achane got another touchdown. It's play by play, essentially. People that work on Sundays say they stopped paying for the red zone because they just opened up the game day lounge and just saw everybody, tossing out the play by play. It's amazing. See you all on the next one.